Alright, what's up guys? This is NinjaDeathStrike bringing you another Pokemon TCGO battle. Unfortunately, I do not have the superior deck ready to go yet. I don't have the superior still, and I have no idea what I'm going to do with the deck. So, I haven't made a whole lot of progress on that, sorry. But I do have a really fun little match to hold you guys over. First and foremost, I cannot take credit for this deck idea. Totally got it off of Puka's stream on Bad Deck Mondays, so he gets all the credit. I'm not sure if he built it or what, but anyhow, you can see from my hand, this deck is basically just spam legends until you win. It's called Super Legend Boar. It uses the ability Emboar and every kind of legend except Ho-Oh that uses fire energy, and the idea is to plop down a legend, charge it up in one turn, and just wreck your opponent. So, unfortunately, because you run so many legends, there's not a whole lot of room for anything else. So, I don't have many basics. I've got 4 Tepigs and a Cleffa, I think, and that's it. So, that's only 5 basics. That's about the same as Durant. You can see right here, I've mulliganed 3 times. There's a Cleffa, so, and I get a Tepig too, so that's great. I won't get donked. And this is a pretty okay hand. I mean, not really, but I've got a Collector, and then I've got an Oak, so that's good enough for me. I don't actually need the energy drops here every turn. The idea is just drop it all at once, so actually, this is a really good hand. Unfortunately, I've just given my opponent like 8 cards. Well, I guess like 3, but still, he's got a lot of cards, so that's not good. But I do have a Collector, which is always nice, even for decks that don't run any basics. I'm just going to set up my Tepigs so that even if one gets catchered out, I don't have to evolve that one. And I may as well just get them out of my deck so that I have a higher probability of hitting legends with Legend Box, which you can see there I happen to top deck. So I'm going to go ahead and play that. And let's see what I get. Oh, I'm not going to play it. I guess I don't have any energy or anything to do. So I'm going to wait till next turn to play that. Never mind. And my opponent's got a Phanpy and a Growlithe, it looks like. And he's going to Pecom here. Switch in his Rapidash, which I've never seen Rapidash before. So I'm going to take a look at it here. It's not that good. It's really cool looking though. I love that picture. So I'm gonna read it. That's fine. Whatever. So I figure he's probably gonna get Donphan or Arcanine. And just judging by the Rapidash, I didn't expect him to have a really great deck, but there's a Donphan Prime. So this is, you know, it's not like a standard build, but this is a legit deck. He's got cards. So then he plays an Interviewer's Questions. That's going to give him even more cards in his hand. He pulls 3 energies. He gets a fighting, so I'm staring down the barrel of a turn 2 Donphan for sure. And that is not going to be good at all because he's just going to tear through me before I get set up. So I draw 1 fire energy. Going to go ahead and evolve a Tepig here before I Oak. If I get into a Rare Candy Emboar, I've got 3 others to use it. Go for the Legend Box, don't hit anything, which kind of happens. I don't hit a single Legend piece, which is actually really strange. I play 4 complete Legends, so that's 8 cards. I didn't hit any of them in that top 10, so they must have been buried way down there. And here I'm just going to Oak and get another Legend Box, and bam! Anti-Raikou Legend. This is actually fantastic. I get to attach that lightning energy to it also. I didn't know Legend Box did that. That's really cool. And Anti-Raikou is actually the perfect one to lead with. It's very cheap. Its most expensive attack only takes 2 energy, and you have to discard a fire in order to use it, and it also has free retreat. So this is really a great legend to lead with, and I'm just going to take a minute to admire the picture. That is a badass picture. So that's cool. I'm not going to eek. I'm going to kill that Phanpy before it gets to do anything. It does resist me, but my attack does 90 damage. Detonation Spin, I think it's called. So that is going to do 70 damage to this Phanpy, which will be enough to take it out. And Donphan avoided. So that was an amazing turn. Hit a legend, and that's why this deck is so awesome. it sucks. It's a terrible deck. Most of the time you won't do anything. You'll just kind of sputter out and then die. I should probably put some twins in instead of the sages maybe, but I don't play this deck a whole lot. I just wanted to get a video with it because it's really great when it works. So anyhow, he's going to evolve into Arcanine, and then he can't attack, so he just has to pass. I get another Pig Knight, but I don't have an Emboar yet, and I'm going to use N because he's got a big hand, and I don't want him to have one. Also, I know he's got all that energy in there. I want to go ahead and shuffle that out. And I still am at 5 prizes, so I'm going to get a decent hand off of N. And look at that. I get a rare candy. So I'm going to go ahead and choose to use that rather than evolve my Pig Knight. I don't know. That's probably not the right thing to do. I should have evolved the Pig Knight just so I had fewer big fat catcher targets on my bench. But anytime you play Emboar, it's kind of unavoidable. So I look at his guys, nothing has a Poke Power, so there's no reason to go for Thunderfall. It's just Detonation Spin instead, hit this Arcanine for 90, and unfortunately he is going to survive, but that's okay. I only had to discard 1 energy, and with Emboar now in play, that is not going to be a big deal anymore. So he revives his Phanpy here and then uses MC's Chatter for 3. So his hand is back up there. He drops another different type of fire Pokemon, that little version of Darmanitan, Daruma, or whatever it's called. So he's got a ton of different types here. I'm going to go ahead and Sage, see what I can get. Don't need the other top half. I only need 1 Rayquaza Deoxys Legend, so I'll grab a Sage, so I've got a supporter to play next turn, and go ahead and get Burn Tower so that I can start maybe getting some fire energies back. So I hope I guess I play that now and just go ahead and try to use it, see if I can get a fire energy for next turn, but I don't. It fails, that's okay. I'm still okay. I've got a Sage. I run a decent amount of Fisherman. I believe I run 3 plus an energy retrieval, so there's a good chance of me being able to get into another fire energy next turn, plus I can flip again for Burn Tower then. And look at that, I take the bottom half of RDL in my prizes. So this deck, despite being clunky as hell, is running perfectly right now. I got my ideal starter, and I've got my finisher waiting in the wings. So really all I need is a couple energies, and I'm good to go. So he's going to use that thing for energy again. Sorry, I just completely blanked on the name. Interviewer's Questions. He gets 2 this time. Doesn't get a fighting energy, which kind of makes me happy. And he's going to evolve into Darmanitan, and I believe he puts that rescue energy down on it. Yep. So Phanpy, not going to do anything, and that's fantastic. Every turn that I don't have to kill a Donphan is a successful turn for me. So I pull a Junk Arm. Can't really use that right now because I can't afford to discard anything in my hand. So instead I'm going to go for the Sage. Don't need the Legend Box. I've got Legends. I don't really need anything there except the energy, so I'm just going to take the energy, and I can play 1 down now and actually flip ahead. So now I'm kind of regretting using all of my Tepigs because I don't have any bench room, but that's not a big deal because when you play Rayquaza Deoxys Legend, you never, ever want to play it down before you can attack. It's too valuable to risk losing with Catcher in the format. If you play it down, try to charge it up manually, or just play it down and don't attack with it. And it gets Catchered and killed. Not only do you lose out on your finisher, your opponent gets to take 2 prizes. So he's going to go for N here. Kind of unfortunate that he has the full art N, which means I'm actually going to draw 6 instead of just 3. But, you know, I can't really help it, and it's not actually his fault either. It's the game's fault because they still haven't freaking fixed it, and it's been like 2 months, and that's absurd. So I'm burned now. I've got 70 damage, but I can retreat for free. So that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to retreat out here. I really want to get RDL back and get it ready to go. So I believe what I'm going to do here is just take this turn to Eek. Oh, I'm going to go for Burn Tower, which is interesting. All right, so I pull Fire. Not sure why I did that. I don't have anywhere to attach it to, and it was actually probably better off in the discard pile where I could get to it with Fisherman. Oh, I know what I'm doing. I just pass because I'm actually hoping that he'll kill Cleffa so that it'll free up a bench spot on my bench. That's what I was doing. So I'm not planning to ditch this hand. All right, that makes much more sense. Glad I remembered my train of thought there. So he's going to Juniper dump a bunch of junk out of his hand. I'm sure he's looking for that Dawn Fan right now. He benches a Tornadus, and that's trouble. Tornadus, #1 check to RDL. Rayquaza Deoxys Legend is weak to Colorless, and a Hurricane will take it out in one hit and let him draw 2 prizes, and so that's why you don't bench it before you can play it. I'm glad I did that. I missed the flip for Burn Tower. It's kind of irrelevant right now. I don't need the energy. I actually just need something to die. And Cleffa survives the burn flip, so now I'm going to retreat again and go into my Entei Raikou? Raikou Entei. I don't know which one comes first. Anyhow, I'm going to go into them, and then I played a card. I guess I played a Collector. Oh, right. I played a Collector just to see what was left in my deck. I forget exactly what I was looking for there. I wanted to count how many of something I have left, but I was rambling, and I wasn't paying attention, so I don't know why I did that. I do know that I played that Collector just to see what was left in my deck, and you know, a lot of people think Collector is kind of a dead card mid to late game. That's not always true, especially when your deck starts getting slim. Any card that lets you look through it, even if you don't get anything out of it, you just get to see what you have left, and that's really helpful sometimes. So that's what I did there. He finally kills me. He ends up taking out Entei Raikou. That's going to let him take 2 prizes. So we're now at 3-2 prizes taken, and I'm going to go ahead and junk arm here for PCOM, I believe. I'm going to trade off one of my bottom halves for a top, and so I'm going to go ahead and toss a Fire Energy into the discard pile and get that PCOM. I have not played a supporter yet, so putting that Fire Energy into the discard was fine. I can use the Fisherman to take it back, and I am going to go ahead and bench RDL here. And the reason I'm going to do that is because I am not worried about that Tornadus yet. It doesn't have any energy on it, so there's no way he can attack next turn, barring a double colorless energy and a Shaman, which seems somewhat unlikely. So I'll go ahead and use the Fisherman, grab my energies, and attach the Lightning manually, since you can only attach Fire using Embor's ability, and then I'll put 3 Fire onto RDL. That's going to give him enough energy to use Ozone Buster, and that does 150 damage, and with RDL's Pokebody, every time you take a prize, you get to take an additional prize. So if you knock out a normal Pokemon, you take 2 prizes. If you knock out a double legend, you take 3, and also if you knock out an EX Pokemon once they come out, you'll also get to take 3 prizes for that. So I'm not sure if that's going to be a viable strategy yet. It's certainly something worth considering, though. The main problem is that all the EXs have like a ridiculous amount of hit points. I think the only one that is actually able to be killed in one shot by Ozone Buster is Shaman, and the rest have like 170 hit points or something. So anyhow, he's doing some stuff. Not sure what. He did have a DCE, so that's kind of scary. And then he uses Energy Wheel. So if I hadn't had a way to attack this turn, that would have been bad for me. But I have that Fisherman, so that's going to put a ton of energy into my hand. Embor is going to put it onto RDL, and then RDL is going to blow the crap out of that. Oh, that sounded kind of bad. He's going to destroy that that Tornadus, and that'll let me take my last prize and end the game. So there you go. That is Super Legend Boar. Really fun deck. Also a very terrible one. It just doesn't. It's not good, but it is super fun to play. You get to use all those really cool looking legend cards, and yeah, so it's worth trying if you can afford to put it together. It's really expensive. So anyhow, I hope you guys liked it. I am working on Superior, so stay tuned. I promise I will try to get a video with it up before I go on vacation. So anyhow, more coming your way shortly, guys. Leave me a comment, leave me a thumbs up if you liked the battle, and I'll talk to you soon. Thanks.